Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a while since I made a video. That's because if you had seen my previous couple of videos that the airplane was down for maintenance. It's been down on and off since January of this year 2023. Now we're running mid-July. So we think the airplane is fully back from all the maintenance that need to be done for the airplane. So we should be good hopefully going forward. The big thing being the engine mount, which we found a crack in the engine mount, so we had to replace that. The whole process took forever, and then the annual came right after that. Along with the engine mount, we did notice carbon monoxide increase in the cockpit. That was basically due to the cracked exhaust. So we think that has also been fixed. So I have my carbon monoxide monitor with me today. I'm going to see if there is any elevated levels of carbon monoxide coming out. So the plan today is very simple. Just going to do a few practice takeoffs and landings and just going to come back. It's going to keep it very brief, and I'll go over the maintenance and things like that, most likely on the ground. So I will see you guys in a bit. Okay, let's turn the carbon monoxide detector on. Clear prop! Hey, have a really good start. The mixture is about 1/4 inch lean. Everything's sounding smooth so far. So far my CO is reading 6 parts per million, which is pretty decent. I like that.
6 Romeo Delta, you can see 2 aircraft in Munster ramp. Runway 21 right, taxi via Delta Echo, arrival on complete.
Runway 21 right, Delta, taxi via Delta and Echo for 6 Romeo Delta. We'll give the way to the 2 aircraft. Okay, and a cool thing about Grumman is it can do a 360 on the ground in a dime, which is pretty neat. Ground 6 Romeo Delta, run up complete.
Number 66 Romeo Delta, taxi up to hold short 21 right, monitor attack.
Hold short 21 right, monitor tower 6 Romeo Delta, thank you.
Number 66 Romeo Delta, PC Tower, runway 21 right, clear for takeoff, make a right traffic.
Clear for takeoff for 6 Romeo Delta, making right traffic. Runway 21 right. Tails on the ground. Bird, go away bird, yes, thank you. Airspeed alive. 60 knots. Rotate. Just line one down.
118841, PC Tower, runway 21 right, clear for takeoff, left turn, northeast approved.
So about 10 ppm, which is perfect. So oil pressure looks good. Oil pressure looks good.
66 Romeo Delta, runway 21 right, clear, touch and go.
Clear, touch and go, 6 Romeo Delta. Runway 21 right. Alright, slow down a bit. All flaps in.
The airplane flew great. I was watching the carbon monoxide detector, the concentrations less than 10 parts per million, which is pretty acceptable. So that means the exhaust issue has been fixed, at least for now. But other than that, everything seems to be working as it's supposed to. I did 3 laps in the pattern. So alright, so don't go anywhere yet. I'm going to be talking about the total cost that we've spent on this airplane in the last 6 months basically, and then kind of go through a breakdown if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in a bit. Back at my home studio, office and my workout area here. Well, let's talk about the numbers. Like I said earlier, the airplane went into maintenance after November or December of last year and pretty much lasted to June. We did have a little bit of a break in mid-May. We had a couple of weeks where we were able to fly the airplane for a very brief period of time, and then the airplane went back into the annual. Alright, let's talk about the cost. Like I said earlier, we had 2 big things that were going on. So one is the engine mount, another one is the leaking exhaust. Okay, so let's take a look at the invoices that I have starting from February of this year. So we identified an issue and we had the mechanic to diagnose the problem. So back in February we spent $2,800 in actually identifying these two issues, the engine mount and the leaking exhaust. We also had minor things here and there, changing oil, battery that needed to be replaced. So we did that. So that's $2,800. So the invoice from April is for $3,520. So this invoice actually covers the repairs that needed to be done with the engine mount and the exhaust. So this $3,520 does not include the actual cost of the engine mount. Remember, we had to send the engine mount to an outside shop to have it repaired. So it took about 2 to 3 months just to get that part repaired, or we ended up getting a new engine mount. The cost of the engine mount itself was $2,550. The big ticket items in these two invoices is primarily being the labor, but if you need any specific items, let me know. But this is based on $100 per hour of the labor. Alright, so by mid-May we got the airplane back, and I flew for, I think I got like one flight, and we had for about 2 weeks. Okay, went back into annual in June of this year. So we were really hoping that the annual would not be a big number. We were really hoping, because last year we spent close to $10,000 on the annual. We were really hoping that this annual would not be such a big number. But guess what? The annual cost was $6,394. Well, that's a big number. The two big things in here. One is the labor cost itself, so the amount of time that is required to conduct the annual and then do any kind of miscellaneous repairs and things like that. So that being the big ticket amount. The labor cost for the annual is $3,000 roughly. The parts cost, the big one, is the magnetos. So we had a failing magneto, so we had to get the magnetos overhauled, which costed us about $2,580 plus the shipping cost, which is about $50. So overall $6,394 for the annual. If you add the annual cost and the money that we spent on the repairs earlier this year in 2023, so far it hasn't been the full year yet, it's only been 7 months of this year, we spent a total of roughly $15,200. So that's a lot of money. I'm so glad I'm in a partnership, not dealing with everything by myself. A lot of this is not necessarily Grumman specific things. A lot of this is possibly for any other airplanes too. It's just the age of the airplane, things starts to break down, things that needed to be fixed. And unfortunately, three big things: the engine mount, the exhaust repair, and the magnetos happened at the same time. So anyway, so I can answer any more specific question that you might have. So this is what it is: airplane ownership, this pains of owning an airplane. So definitely I would not purchase an airplane all by myself, having known the cost. Especially, it's not financially feasible for me. But I love being in the partnership, I love flying the Tiger, but again, I don't want to be owning the airplane all by myself given this much of amount. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Well, if you have any comments or questions that I can answer, and let me know what your annual cost is. Put it in the mix, see if you can beat me there. Alright, take care guys, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in.